Welcome everybody! Today we are going to be working on a super fun project. We are going to be making sugar scrubs. This is a super easy recipe and you might even have some of the ingredients in your pantry already. We have fractionated coconut oil, cane sugar, and your favorite essential oil. I really like to use a few different blends. I like bergamot and spearmint together as they give off a really nice aroma and they're very citrusy and uplifting. I like relax as it's very soothing. But today we're going to be using Toy Soldier. Now it's got orange and vanilla in it and it's a huge flashback to my childhood as I loved creamsicles growing up. So, tell me your favorite essential oils in the comments and maybe we can make a blend of those in the future. So let's get started. Before we start any project, we want to make sure that we are using the correct dilution rate. I have made myself a reference book full of tips and my favorite recipes. The very first thing that I have here is the dilution chart. Now this can be found on Plant Therapy's website and I will include the link in the description. I'm going to be using a 2% dilution rate and I'm making 2 ounces. So that means that we've got 60 milliliters and I'm going to be using 36 drops. I'm going to be going over this a little bit more in another video later on. The next step for making our sugar scrubs is to measure out our fractionated coconut oil. We are going to be using a 1/4 cup, which is equivalent to 2 ounces. Once we have that measured out, we can add our essential oils. Now, like I said, I'm using Toy Soldier and we're going to add 36 drops. Once we've done that, we can go ahead and mix this up. Just a very little bit, we don't need to mix too much. So now that we have our fractionated coconut oil and our essential oil mixed together, we need to let this sit for at least a half an hour to an hour. This is a perfect opportunity to pop open a bottle of wine and hit that like button. Now that we have let our fractionated coconut oil and our essential oil marry for a while, we're going to start adding in our cane sugar. Now I like to start with a 1/2 cup and we can always add more later. It all depends on the consistency that you like. So we're just gonna pour this in here. And I'm going to take the spoon that I already was using to mix the oils before and start stirring this together. So it's all going to depend on what consistency you like. I'm going to personally add in a little bit more sugar here to thicken it up just a tad. See how that turns out here. I think maybe just a little bit more. I don't really like to have a runny sugar scrub at all. So now that we have the consistency that we like, we can start putting it in whatever jar we want to use. I personally like to use a glass jar, but if you want to use a plastic jar, make sure you do a little bit of research to make sure that it is safe for your essential oils. And there you have it, Toy Soldier Sugar Scrubs. Thanks everybody. If you enjoyed this project, click the like button below. If you have any questions or feedback, let's chat in the comments, and be sure to click the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video and want to see more on this essential journey.